Olivia Rodrigo's guitarist collapses into tears of gratitude as she reveals the singer's jaw-dropping act of kindness that changed lives forever. A gesture so profound, it's rewriting the rules of stardom. The revelation that rocked the music world. Picture this. The lights dim, the crowd roars, and Olivia Rodrigo, the 22-year-old pop sensation, takes the stage during her Guts World Tour. But behind the glitz and glamour of sold-out arenas, something extraordinary was happening backstage. A move so unexpected it left her crew speechless. On June 30th, 2025, Daisy Spencer, Rodrigo's 31-year-old rhythm guitarist, dropped a bombshell on the Stage Left podcast. On the Guts World Tour, Olivia and our tour manager, Marty Halm, made accessible and free therapy for all of the touring personnel, Spencer revealed, her voice trembling with awe. "I have never had anything like that. This wasn't just a perk, it was a lifeline." For Spencer, a seasoned musician who's been touring since she was 17, this was a first. The grueling life of a touring artist, endless travel, irregular sleep, and the pressure to perform can erode even the strongest minds. Yet, Rodrigo, barely out of her teens, saw the invisible wounds her team carried and took action. Free therapy, available not just during the tour but even in the downtime between shows, became her gift to her crew. "Honestly, that was one of the coolest things that has ever happened on tour," Spencer confessed. "Like, seriously, one of the best things you can give to people is accessible free therapy because it can get kind of expensive." A story of empathy. Imagine the scene: a bustling tour bus, cities blurring past, and a crew of musicians and technicians grinding through the Guts World Tour, which kicked off in February 2024 and wrapped in Manchester, UK on July 1st, 2025. The tour was a whirlwind, spanning Asia, Australia, Europe, and the Americas, with Rodrigo's raw, nostalgic pop rock electrifying fans worldwide. But the real story wasn't on stage. It was in the quiet moments, where crew members like Spencer found solace in therapy sessions they never could have afforded otherwise. Spencer, a New Yorker with a gritty indie rock background from her days with Pom Pom Squad, opened up about her personal struggles. "I had just kind of fallen off for so long," she admitted, referring to her lapse in therapy. "And then suddenly I had this free resource of incredible therapists, and I utilized the crap out of that." The sessions, which she attended weekly or bi-weekly even during tour breaks, allowed her to confront unresolved childhood trauma. "I'm doing Baby Daisy a good justice of finally getting to hear Baby Daisy's story of what they were going through when I was younger," she said, her words heavy with emotion. The podcast host, Chris Simpson, was floored. "It's not very heard of." "Yeah, it's the coolest thing ever," he echoed, mirroring the disbelief of fans who later caught wind of the story. A star redefining leadership. The news exploded across the internet like a spark in a powder keg. Outlets from Entertainment Weekly to Billboard and Hindustan Times picked up the story, hailing Rodrigo as a trailblazer. "Olivia Rodrigo puts her money where her mouth is," EW declared, emphasizing her commitment to mental health advocacy. Billboard called it one of the coolest things that has ever happened, while Daily Mail splashed images of Rodrigo and Spencer performing together, framing the singer as a pop star with a heart of gold. But not everyone saw it as pure altruism. A cheeky headline from Bored Panda quipped, "Her tour was so traumatic that she had to pay for their therapy," turning Spencer's heartfelt anecdote into meme fodder. Social media buzzed with speculation. Some users wondered if the tour's intensity necessitated such measures, while others shut down the cynicism. "This is what a real leader does," one Reddit user posted. "Olivia's out here setting a standard that other artists should follow." X lit up with praise. @PopCrave tweeted, "Olivia Rodrigo covered therapy expenses for her entire touring crew, even during breaks between shows." Her guitarist Daisy Spencer revealed this on the Stage Left podcast, calling her the dreamiest boss of all time. @Pigs and Plans shared a clip from the podcast, amplifying Spencer's gratitude. Olivia paid for therapy for her entire crew during the Guts World Tour, both during the run of shows and downtime. Fans flooded the replies with heart emojis and calls for other artists to take notes. A legacy of compassion. Rodrigo's gesture wasn't a publicity stunt. It was personal. Her father, Chris Rodrigo, is a family therapist, giving her a front row seat to the transformative power of mental health support. At 16, she began therapy herself, a decision she called a really big, life-changing moment in a 2021 CBS Sunday Morning interview. A lot of people think, listening to my music, that I'm a really sad, depressed person, and that couldn't be farther from the truth, she said, pushing back against stereotypes. She's been vocal about the stigma young people face, noting how older generations often dismiss their struggles as trivial. It feels so real when you're in it, and it's so valid, she insisted. This isn't Rodrigo's first brush with advocacy. She's part of a growing wave of artists like Billie Eilish, Adele, and Demi Lovato who've destigmatized mental health struggles. Her Guts album, raw with the growing pains of young womanhood, resonates with fans for its honesty. Her tour, a high-energy spectacle featuring guitarist Emily Rosenfield, bassist Moa Munoz, drummer Haley Brownell, and keyboardist Camila Mora, was a testament to her vision, but also a pressure cooker for her crew. Recognizing this, Rodrigo didn't just talk about mental health, she invested in it. Spencer's own journey adds depth to the story. A veteran performer who got her start at 17, she's no stranger to the toll of touring. Her indie roots with Pom Pom Squad and her lucky acquisition of a 1972 Fender Strat from her partner's dad paint her as a gritty, relatable figure. For her, Rodrigo's gesture was more than a perk. It was a chance to heal. It's been a gift for real, she said, reflecting on how therapy helped her give voice to her younger self. Why this hits hard? Let's be real. Touring is brutal. The late nights, the constant travel, the pressure to be on every night, it's a recipe for burnout. I've seen friends in the music industry crumble under that weight, and it's heartbreaking. Rodrigo's move isn't just kind, it's revolutionary. At 22, she's showing more leadership than CEOs twice her age. It's a slap in the face to the suck-it-up mentality that's plagued the industry for decades. But here's the provocative bit. Why aren't more artists doing this? If a young star like Rodrigo can prioritize her team's mental health, what's stopping the industry giants? It makes you wonder if some are more interested in profits than people. What do you think? Should every artist follow Olivia's lead and provide mental health support for their crews? Have you ever worked a job where your mental health was truly valued? Or is this kind of care still a pipe dream? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this conversation going. Olivia Rodrigo isn't just a pop star, she's a game changer. Her Guts World Tour wasn't just about music, it was about lifting up the people who made it happen. Hit that like button if you think more artists should step up like Olivia.